You're right. They just
Except for HasLab.
They just take your money randomly while you're not expecting it 3 months early.
Yes, that happens.
Corey, how good
Corey?
are you at counting?
Bro, obviously terrible.
Yeah.
He's really good for somebody who can't read.
Well, somebody sent me their top 11 this year, even though it's Modern Toy Fair's Festivus special for the top 10 action figures of 2024. Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair's Festivus Top 10 Action Figures of 2024. I am your host, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I'm joined by the founder of the NEC Illuminati, the delayer of shipments, the procrastinator of pre-orders, the perfect person, the two-time daddy. My YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar_Games. But that's not all. We're also joined by the consumer of all things vile, one of the former co-hosts of the Figurely Speaking podcast, the man with more titties than you can talk about, the man who can somehow count to 11, Corey.
He's like Spinal Tap.
And last but certainly not least, I am joined by the man known as Bearded Spice, the man Modern Toy Fair has full custody over, the man Optimus popped and refuses to stop, the Twilight Knight, the master of Mac, the three-pump chump of taking this show off the rails, the man draped in gold, Nate.
What's up?
Gold member.
Let the jealousy begin.
Gold
I like gold.
I love gold. Wrap myself in it.
Oh my god.
So, I don't know if they're nationwide or if they're local or whatever, but there is I was getting confused. I think it's Home Buys. There's a series of stores. It's like discount stuff and remainders and whatever. I have to go in there for work. And I walked in there this week and they had like two big racks and the sign said puffy jackets $4.99. And I saw this gold one and I was like, oh, if they have it anywhere near anything that'll fit, I'm getting it. And so like, I see a 2X and I grab it and I run back to the office where the dude is that I'm going to talk to. And I put the jacket on and it's a little short, but it fits because I think it's for ladies, but I don't care. It was $4.99 and I brought it home and I was so happy. And my wife was just like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, nothing now that I have this. And it has brought me so much more than $5 worth of joy that I don't even know what to say. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I just loved that Nate's like, when do you make the thumbnail? Because I need you to wait till 5:30. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And it was worth the wait.
I'm glad it was.
Oh,
I thought they were just giving you shit, and then I realized that was why.
I thought so too. I'm like, sorry, I'm not faster. My bad.
No. I wanted to do it, but not miss out. Because I knew I had to wear it tonight too, because it's a special occasion.
Did you just turn off your ear pods?
Is it back?
No.
It's the coat.
The curse of the golden coat.
The signals are.
Say it again.
I mean, I hear you touching it.
It probably should make that sound.
Did you break?
Pull them out
earbud?
and pop them back in.
Oh no. Oh my god, we start the stream and Nate immediately fucks up his earpods.
Staying true to his name, taking the show off the rails.
Well, Nate figures out his ear problems. I'm gonna preface this entire live stream with please be patient because this is the first time we've done
Can you hear
this
me?
where yes.
I was gonna say you sound great.
All right, I know not to touch them because I don't know what touching them does. I've never touched them.
We just
I
watched
thought about-
you do it like multiple
Oh,
times.
you're just like-
yeah, no, I know, but I didn't touch it on purpose. Like,
They're like
Yeah.
like
You're
I've
dialing
thought
the
about
phone.
touching them to do things, but I've never done it. I've been scared.
You gotta be careful when you touch them.
Yeah.
I know.
too aggressive.
Because they can start a whole thing.
Yeah. But what I was saying is, this is the first year we've done this with 4 people.
Yes.
And first year I think we've done it live, because previously we always pre-record it and I edit in the graphics after the fact. So we're gonna see.
You cut out all my bullshit.
I don't fucking edit any of that out. We're gonna
okay.
see if my PC can handle all of this, or if it's gonna catch fire midway, because I've got 40 graphics loaded in here for each of our top 10s. Plus we're streaming. So we'll see how this goes. In the meantime, let us know in the chat what your top 10 figures of this year, or just what your figure of the year is. So the way this works every year, and we're going to keep the tradition alive just because it's easier, is we're going to go clockwise. We'll start with me, so then Jarmar, then Corey, and then finish up with Nate. And we're going to go start at 10, and we're going to go all the way to 1. And hopefully this isn't going to take us 3 hours.
We'll see.
Not clockwise.
Yeah, we'll see.
Not clockwise.
Yes.
Because
Not to
Nate is underneath me.
Actually, you're a diagonal from
yeah.
me.
That isn't clockwise, is it?
No, because like you would be going like.
Okay, we're gonna read it like a book. So from left to right, you go from me to
Okay.
Jarmar, Corey to Nate.
So like a comic strip.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is on brand for how things are set up.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, look at that. It's totally part
I
of
don't
the plan.
understand. I'm in the middle.
Not in the layout for what they
No.
see. Like
Okay.
what they see is different from what you see. Oh my god. So that means I'm going to go first. So my number 10 for this year, and this was hard for me.
Should we just really quick state any? Do we want to state any rules that we had, or
so we can,
do we
can
don't
establish-
care?
we're still
so
behind
the
this, yeah.
2 rules that we set as a group were that it had to be released with this year late Q4 at most.
Because that comes into play into one of mine. So
So like it had to have, like, if it was still shipping, like they hadn't finished shipping them all from December to January, it's a little wiggle room. And it also cannot be a reissue or re-release. Beyond that, it can be and you've had to at least fondled it.
Yes.
You don't have to own it, but you've at least had
after
to
the
physically
controversy of
fondle it.
last year, you
Um,
needed to at least have touched it.
But it's going to be interesting to see if we can still give Nate an aneurysm, because I've seen all 4 of our lists, and one of those lists I think is going to drive Nate up a wall.
Great.
So we'll see.
Uh-oh.
So
Scored.
mine was a little more difficult, because if you're a fan of the show, you know that I have not been buying a lot of things lately. I had to actually get rid of a lot as well. And remembering what came out this year, let alone what I actually physically have touched or bought, not easy to do when you haven't gotten a lot. So my number 10 is actually one I forgot came out this year, because it feels like ages ago, and that is the NECA Mirage TMNT Kirby.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it doesn't
Good
feel like
check.
it, but it came out this past spring. Like,
Yeah, spring is such a long time ago.
yeah, it just feels like forever ago. And like, I don't know, I just like the idea of they made they made an in art style character of a comic book artist. And I want them to eventually do Eastman and Laird in this style as well, because they do have that image of them in the Turtles. So I think that'd just be really cool just to have. And I like the fact that he came with the little notebook with Donnie on it, the pen, or not pen, the pencil with the little thing on it that was making
Ding.
all of his stuff come to life. Like, it was just a fun thing that I didn't expect to get from this line, and I'm glad that they went that direction.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Are you not gonna pass it to me? Okay, no, that's
I was
cool. I'll
literally
just
about
go.
to before you said anything. I was gonna say, all right, Joe,
No,
what's
it's
yours? But then you're like, oh, you're not gonna pass it to me.
Just courtesy, common courtesy. Okay.
Nice.
For my number 10, this was also difficult as well to remember everything. Like, I literally spinned around my room like multiple times. It's like, did this come out this year? I don't know. But what I try to do as well is to not make it just all one company and split it up a little bit. And that's sort of how I built this list. So my number 10 is from Playmates, and it's the like little first sketch turtle things. And I thought these ones were cool. I like Leo specifically just because it makes the most sense because he has like both the katanas, but they're like long sword katanas. But I thought this was really cool. It's just neat that Playmates kind of had a decent year-ish, depending on what side of the fan base you are on. And I thought this was probably like one of the coolest things that they did. And all the extra accessories got, not to mention the price was still really, really killer for these. So it was really cool. I'll put that on my number 10.
I do want to
That's fun.
apologize. The image is
Yeah, you
not,
put.
is
I
the
saw
black and white
you did the
one.
black and white one.
So in
I
my
didn't buy
defense,
those.
it's because the way you word it, when I went to Google search it, that's the one that comes up. When you put sketch, it did that one
Sure.
because it's so.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I meant like
So that's
referring to the
when
other
you got
the
when I got
first
to
turtle.
when I got to later
Shit,
on your
damn
list,
it.
that's why I texted you. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I forgot who was going because you said it was like a clock, but then we said it's a comic book, so that means it's you, Core.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. My list. Yes, I did. I did give Michael 11, just because
God,
I
you
was
chose 11.
trying to be an overachiever. But so my number 10 was the Masterverse movie Evelyn. Just because I was really blown away by that figure. Just to think, it's always weird to me when you see like a movie that's so old and you get something new, like whether it be like NECA Cult Classics or this, and just to sit there and be like, I have a Meg Foster action figure now, and everything about it was cool. I liked the figure itself. I really I love the artwork on the box. I still have the box. I kept that. I throw away all my other Masterverse boxes, but that one just it there's something about it that is just, it's beautiful. I would love to have that as like a print on the wall or something. I just absolutely love that figure.
Awesome.
For curiosity, what was number 11?
Yeah.
Black Series Momonadon.
Oh, nice. I have not fondled that one
I
myself.
Black it that makes, it reminded me of what Black Series should have been all those years ago,
Yeah.
remakings of the original, short run of figures, which we still do not have. So
Yeah, it was funny. I was going through to get the graphics for your list, and I looked it up, made the graphic, and then instantly was like, wait, did that motherfucker put it as number 11? I had to go back. I'm like, did he just miscount and get lost? I'm like, no, he put 11 things there.
I almost put 15.
You know how hard it was to do 10?
He's like, I need a
Yeah.
sideboard to be able to choose from in case I decide to switch them out.
I think I did that
really
last year.
It really was like homework, though. I mean, I'm like doing research. It's like I can't remember anything. I'm like sitting here in this pile of toys in this room, and it's like I'm lost. But
Again,
Nate, what you got for number 10?
So my number 10, like Jarmar, I tried to break out a little bit and do different companies. So like I tried not to double up too much in the same lines, just to keep it fresh. And that wasn't something that I thought we had to do or anything. I just wanted to do that so I could kind of, pick across a lot of the different lines that I collect. But I did realize this year that I collect a lot less lines than I did the year before, or even the year before that, because there wasn't as many different things. But my number 10 was the G.I. Joe Classified Vamp and Clutch. So this was a little bit of a, just a
dig at Jamar.
a little bit. Yeah, it is. It is. Because it's a vehicle.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's such a cool release that they did. And yes, I get it. There was a HasLab this year for Joe. And it was great, but I loved everything about the Vamp. Except for the way that it was available. That did suck, so we'll just take that part out of it, being a Pulse exclusive that sold out. But the fact that, and I hate to say this, but this was only $100. You got a really cool midsize, vehicle with lots of really neat, things that you could do with it. It also came with effects. It also came with a figure of a really great requested character, and it was just all around really solid quality plastic too, which you don't always get from Hasbro. And just everything about this release was just solid, and I loved it, and I was glad to see it continue on with things like the Stinger, and the Ferret and things like that. Like, so putting vehicles into the Joe classified line.
Yeah,
That was a lot to say.
Second I saw this, I was like, oh, he's throwing stones out here.
It's just the slightest little bit of shade. It's the slightest little bit.
It's a vehicle.
But
that's not a toy. That's not an action
It's
figure.
not
It's
a
a
figure.
vehicle.
But it did come with one, so I did still have my back on that one.
I was also more
Oh,
upset
then
just
we're
because
gonna
I
get
still
real
don't have
dicey.
this thing.
My list gets real dicey then if we're going to be making fun of
I'm
that.
I did say
all
that someone's
vehicles.
list would still give
It's fine.
It's
fine.
You just wait. You just wait. So my number 9. This is another one. Forgot came out this year, but NECA. Mine's very NECA heavy. Just warning you. NECA really kind of threw
did a lot.
everything they have behind the Last Ronin line, which I was not expecting. I figured we get the Last Ronin, Naked Ronin, all that, and that'd be the end of it. But they've really kind of fleshed that line out. And my number 9 is the Leonardo. Like, I just,
Ooh.
I
Wait, that came?
yeah, that was like in the February.
I swear I thought that was like end of last year.
I mean, I could be wrong. If I'm
Yo,
wrong,
no,
let me know,
no,
but
no.
I'm like 80% sure it was like February or March because it was like another first to market thing. The only downside is that everyone else didn't get it until 3 months
like
ago.
super lit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it just started popping up at Walmart's like in September. So like then they said first to market, they really meant first to market. But yeah, this I just love these figures. They're what I want. I want that IDW like aesthetic that these bring, and I want more of it. I want the ghost turtles in normal turtle
Not
skin
ghost.
tones. Yeah. I want the normal IDW turtles. Give it all to me. Don't go under. Instead, just give me all the IDW stuff I want. Jarmar,
They will. They love to exploit. If something will sell, they will beat it until it is lifeless and funless. And
you mean like the 4 different
Made
King
of
Kongs
cardboard.
that have now invaded all of the targets again?
I mean, they didn't. I mean, what, they make 3 King Kongs?
I think there was 3 or 4. There was the
Yeah. See, I mean, that was one mold for the most part, and
poster one.
they
There was black and white.
there was the original one, the poster one. There was something. There was another one that had different.
They had 2 versions of the normal
adversaries.
one because they had the one that came with villains and one that came with like an airplane or something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They had one that looked like just like puke colors. It was
That
just
was the
Oh,
poster.
yeah.
the poster one looked
greens and
awesome. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He looked like he went to
I
one of
think
those
hell.
throw like paint dust at each other party like rave things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamar, what's your number 9?
Again, it's turtle related. Surprise, surprise.
What?
Get out of here.
My number 9 actually comes
Number
through
9?
from
Number 9.
a line of things that I was actually genuinely excited for, like the Motu Turtle line. And I was like, this is going to be fun. All the years of listening to new figures of Nate purchases of different Motu, I was like, I'm finally going to get into this line. And then I got this big, beefy bad boy right here. And that is the Slash, which, ooh, it's
Everybody
so
really liked this one. I
large.
also have not fondled this one
Oh,
in my
man.
hands. But yeah,
I enjoy how large it is. I mean, I guess you guys kind of get this a lot and from like the Mattel stuff, but I'm genuinely like not shocked that it's like good. I just haven't really purchased many things from like Mattel. So like this is so awesome. It's big. I like this. I like it's just full. And then on top of that, the skin tone and then the color matching. It's so great. It's so good. Who is the guy again? This is the Motu character, is the one
Faker.
with the thing.
Faker.
Yeah, Faker.
Yeah,
Which
that's
that also was so cool too.
Slaker or something like that.
Slacker.
Yes,
Slacker.
slacker. Yeah, but again, yeah, just another big beefy toy from this Motu line that's just up my alley because it's weird and like fun. That's what I love about Turtles is giving me something weird and fun, and I'm probably gonna buy it.
For the record,
Except
I
for
didn't
that
fondle this one
two-headed
out of box,
one.
but I fondled it in box. Does that count?
I mean,
Inbox fondling.
Yeah,
that's your call.
That's over the shirt, basically, right?
That's
Yeah.
that's your personal.
You would protected fondling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lightweight
Like-
second base.
That's like how the
Yeah.
Amish do it. How
It's
the
using a
Amish
condom.
fondle their
They keep
action
it in the
figures.
box. Keep it in the box.
Keep it in the
Hands
box.
above the box, guys.
No touching.
Only until you're married.
So yeah, it's up to you, Corey. Go with your. We on number 9, right? Yeah,
Yes,
number
we're
9.
still on number 9.
Yeah.
So my number 9 is NECA. It is
Ooh.
the alien xenomorph, but from Romulus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I also have not fondled this.
Oh man. Like it some would say, some people would be like, well, it's just like the 1 millionth xenomorph that NECA has made. Yes, it is, but it comes from a movie that I was just like blown away from. I was just like, this is so good. This is like everything I wanted from an Aliens flick. And I got the like what I don't know what they call it, the extended pack. So it comes with the fossilized version and all these crazy accessories, and I'm not really sure why it comes with like her pulse rifle. That it's like you should make her as well and give her the gun, but I just really like it. It towers over a lot of other aliens. It's very tall. I have the personal belief that the alien itself was like the Praetorian alien, like a version of a Praetorian alien, which if you guys aren't familiar, every alien hive, when they start gestating, they have to like pick a queen, like, you know, kind of like an ant colony. So it is bigger in the film. And so that's just like my own headcanon of the whole thing. But I love that figure, and the packaging, awesome. Everything about it, cool.
Did you order yours directly from NECA?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I got mine from Big Bad, so that's why I haven't been able to fondle it.
First to market.
Because it's
First to
part of
market.
your loot, or because you
They just haven't got
open
it
your
yet.
Big bad packages.
They didn't get it
First
yet.
to market.
They haven't gotten it yet.
First to
Wow,
market.
yeah, like it's been like a while now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Well.
Did you see the
I did see the movie.
I did not.
Yeah, I've been watching it. Dude.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it.
It's on Hulu right
I
now.
I wish.
don't have Hulu.
That's a whole other conversation. I did like it. My number 9 was interesting enough. We were talking about this a little bit ago, but it's the Masters of the Universe New Eternia Thunder Punch He-Man. Thunder Punch is one of my favorite. Is my favorite variation of He-Man, which is ironic because I never had him as a kid, but I love the idea of it. And then the New Eternia version was just so awesome. I love that subline. It's my favorite thing they're doing, other than the movie stuff, which is crazy because none of us liked that movie when we were kids, but we love it now just because it's all we got and it's cool. But yeah, Thunder Punch He-Man. Yeah, I watch it all the time too now. I love it. I hated it as a kid. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I love Thunder Punch He-Man, and this one's amazing. I don't care what people say about the face sculpt. I think it's He-Man. It looks great. It looks exactly like He-Man, I think, is supposed to. I don't know what you want.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like He-Man, except for he broke both his arms and they're in rehab. He's got those braces that, like, with the elbow. Yeah, so I'm just like, that's how I took it. Is it's like, oh, is this He-Man who he punched a little too hard and broke both his arms, and now he's got a
because he punched with thunder.
Yeah.
It's
I was always under the impression
very nice cheekbones.
Very nice cheekbones, yes.
Yeah.
I was always under the impression, though, like, that's the cool thing about those new Eternia figures, is that they kind of have like their own mythos that they're building. And like in the past, Thunder Punch He-Man was always like, he was just like, I'm punching like that hard or whatever. But in this one, it's almost like the glowy sword is definitely not like the power sword. Like it's not. It's just like the essence of a power sword. And I was under the impression the mechanical army things are what kind of is helping him. So maybe, yeah, they're like a cast. They're like a power cast.
Yeah.
Reverse Forrest Gump versus
Yeah.
legs and
Yes.
His
It's
arm
Forrest Gump
braces.
He-Man.
yeah, arm braces.
Oh god. On to number 8. So
Droopy
this
Jenny.
one I'm venturing to a different company.
Oh,
This one we're heading over to Hasbro, and that is the Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man Wave Venom from Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one, I don't know. I just really like that they're finally figuring out how to do that like upper torso cut to get more articulation out of them, and it was a great figure. The only thing I'd change about this is I want one in blue with some like green paint on the tongue to have my Marvel vs. Capcom Venom. You do that, and I'm happy as a clam.
They'll do it.
I'm sure.
They aren't going to waste an opportunity to reissue a figure with minimal changes.
Yeah. I'm just shocked that they still haven't announced that line after it got kind of.
Yeah, I think maybe they're kind of hoping people forgot about it while they, because they had a couple of slam dunks this past week as far as offerings go.
Oh my god, too many.
Yeah,
way
yeah,
too many.
they did.
Me,
Yeah,
I
yeah. I don't even really collect that stuff anymore, and I was still like, damn, those are so cool.
What's that stuff? What'd you mean by that? What'd you mean by that stuff?
Oh,
The stuff they showed.
Well, what? Oh my god. For those of us who
The Spider-Man wave.
Okay, so you just okay.
And the X-Men wave, but mostly like the Spider-Man stuff. The Spider-Man stuff was really cool.
I know a lot of people were, not to like derail everything, I know a lot of people were like getting mad because it wasn't the Age of Apocalypse Holocaust, but the fact that they're fleshing out the Rick Redeemer Uncanny X-Force figures is like, whoa. I mean, because if you haven't read it, that Uncanny X-Force run is like one of the best Marvel runs in the last 20 years. And I was just blown away by that. I'm all in for those.
Alrighty. Jarmar, what is your number
8? My number 8 actually is something that I'm surprised that I put so low on my list, but I'm not surprised at the same time. And the reason why I'm just not surprised is because of how excited and high up I was to get this figure. And then once I actually got it, the gut punch and like the realization came into play. And I think that just kind of like dulled my overall excitement for this. And
You're really
I think
selling it here.
Yeah, I mean it is because it's probably one of my, if I had to put it in my biggest disappointments of the year, it would be this figure, and it's the Punk Don,
It's Super
the
7.
Super 7 Punk Don, and it's mainly I don't want to take away anything from the figure because everything about the figure are details I love, and I know I've mentioned this already before. It was like one of my favorite Playmates figures, and it's just how sad and upsetting it is that I have like the loose legs, and it's just the QC issue really kind of dampened my excitement for this figure. I still love it and I still think it's like up there, but if I'm looking at like all the things that I have above it, it was like hard for me to put this over it because I'm going just from like my gut reaction to the figure, and like just the legs that you can just like blow on and they fall. Luckily, it came with this kick-ass mic stand. It's also like his bow staff, so it allows him to still be posable on here. But like, I feel like I'm stuck in one specific pose, which is an awesome pose, and I enjoy it. But it was sad, and it just made me realize that like I should probably stop giving Super 7 a chance because I keep getting situations like this, and I'm not gonna buy it directly from Super 7, so then I can get a warranty. It's just it's sad. It's like an ending of an era for me, I guess, is what I feel like, because I've been defending them for so long. So
we all have.
Yeah.
Not all of us.
Yeah,
I know it's that all sucks, and I think a lot of people are coming to that. Like Super 7, 2024 is not Super 7's year. But if you try this stuff, this fixed loose joint stuff,
Oh,
it really does work. It's like you
No.
just kind of dip it. You just put a couple drops in each joint.
Where did you get that?
I want to say Amazon. It's
Wow.
called
Okay.
MP fixed loose joints,
Interesting.
and yeah, it
Is
like
it
a
made by
white
Super 7? Are
fluid?
they double dipping? They get you on the back end too?
yeah.
They own like 90% stock in the
Do
company.
they sell that and then NECA sells the opposite, loosen up the joints?
Greaser. That's a.
The WB-40
I'd be
version?
curious to try that out because at this point now I can't. He's like falling. If I don't have the stand just right, he just falls backwards because his upper body is so heavy. So maybe I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sticky stuff. It like coagulates in there. It doesn't hurt anything. It just kind of makes it a little tacky on the inside of the joint, so then it can just hold a little better.
Try a little sticky white fluid. I'll do that. Corey, you're up next. Go ahead. with
That's a
My
segue.
number 8 is also a Marvel Legend. It's the Iron Man from the newest wave of Iron Man figures that came out. It's the armor number 20, which is the it's hard to explain, but
Look at the
a soft
picture.
spot in my heart. Yeah, you're showing the graphic, right?
Yeah.
It has a soft spot in my heart because this was the armor he was wearing when I started reading comic books again, like
Same.
out of high school. So it was like, it was kind of, it was just a really cool time in comic books. It was like Avengers 500 was coming out, Disassembled was happening. It was like right before, Civil War and all that stuff was going on. And it was just, everything was like lightning in a bottle. Joe Quesada was like just killing it on so many levels. And so it was right before Extremis Armor. So it was just such a cool time for comic books.
Yeah, I remember when the Toy Biz version came out of that. And it was just, that was probably my favorite Iron Man figure back in the day.
No joke, when that figure came out and you could like remove his faceplate, that was one of those figures that you're like, it's not getting better than this.
Right?
This is the best figure of all time.
We've peaked.
And you look at it now and you're like, ooh.
You're like, ooh, look at them hips. He's got like.
But yeah, you are exactly right, man. I just could not. I could not back then. Marvel and DC, I could not get enough. I feel like it's quite possible I was trying to read every title that they were releasing back then. It was just
I know I was trying.
Everything was too cool back then.
I mean, granted, I was probably in like middle school back then, but still, I agree.
I had to throw that little bit of shade there.
Dang.
My number 8 is actually kind of like Jarmar's in a way. It's somewhat bittersweet in its picking. I picked the vintage collection, Cobb Vanth Star Wars from The Mandalorian. When you look at that and just see what 3 3/4 inch figures have become and what they are able to do now, it is just absolutely staggering at the level of detail, and the likeness of Timothy Oliphant is just incredible. The detail on all the Boba Fett armor. The downside of it is it literally comes at a higher cost because it's considered a deluxe figure, even though it's not really. It's just a regular figure that has more paint apps than others, and so that part of it sucks. But I got an extra one on sale, which made it palatable. But it's such an awesome looking figure, and TVC has done some absolutely incredible things this year, and I wanted to call it out. It's just that one was two-sided, but I love it. I love the figure itself. It's just it shouldn't be what it costs, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's in a whole nother conversation.
I feel like that's a lot of things that they've been doing lately with that line, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fair.
Yep.
Speaking of,
it's kind of weird they chose him.
What's that?
It's kind of weird they chose him. Like they were just like, make him a deluxe.
Yeah, it's that Boba tax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's Boba adjacent, right?
Yep.
I feel like that Boba tax though is kind of hit hard. Those figures clearance the hardest now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new season for like another 6 years, right?
Oh, there's the
If-
It's
movie.
gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
Mandalorian
right.
and Grogu. Yeah.
It just feels like, it had a lot of hype, and I'm sure it'd still come back around though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
good that they're taking a
That's
little
right.
bit of a break from it, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has some time to settle from
Breathe.
before, where we were at like every year we had a new season.
Mhm.
So yeah, speaking of things that have gotten expensive, my number 7 is going back to NECA, and this is literally a figure that they re-released with new accessories, but the accessories
Oh,
are so
fuck
cool I
this
had
one.
to do it. And that
Isn't that
is
technically a re-release?
no, because it was a new release, new SKU. It's technically a new SKU, and that is
You are
the,
just tiptoeing.
the Toon Turtle Pizza Club Donatello, where they basically took the awesome disguised turtles, gave you those figures without the swappable like head parts, and some new accessories, and most of them you didn't need, except for Donatello, who came with the bow staff effect, and everybody needs that. So that's why, like, even now you still see the Pizza Club turtles like on Target shelves, but you never see Donatello.
I don't need it.
I never got them.
Same. I held out only just out of pure principle. I'll
spite.
buy all your other shit. Yeah, but I just feel like that, it's annoying that they do it and whatever, but stop selling me the same shit with like new accessories. It's not like you just came up with this idea to do that.
Yeah.
But what it is, whatever. It is what it is.
Meanwhile, I'm looking it up on eBay right now.
Yeah, it's priced like what, $60 or some shit.
Could we have played the "Do you still have it" game, or is that
Let's
mean?
not do that, because that'd just be mean spirited and make me feel bad about myself.
Okay. I'm just curious of like what are some of these things that like were important enough to you that you decided to keep.
I mean,
so not in a mean spirited way,
some of
but
them
in
aren't.
like a
Some of them didn't get kept because they were more important, but just because they weren't worth anything. So it wasn't beneficial to get rid of it, kind of thing. Like there was no return on investment to be able to utilize that.
I told myself I wanted to get them just because of the artwork of the box, and it just never happened.
I still have the box. I think I still have the box. If you want the box.
Message on your phone from dude. I think I do want the boxes. Yeah, so yes, I do want those.
The box, I'll give you the box. I don't care.
My buddy Aaron made the artwork for him. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. You already mentioned that.
If I have it in the closet, if I do, it's all yours.
Nice.
But yeah, that's why I had to make sure, because Nate wanted to do, you have to own it, and I was like, okay, well then you guys are gonna be doing this by yourself, because I don't think I own 10 figures from this year at this point. Anyway, Jarmar, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is something that I kind of always had an interest in, and I missed the boat a long time ago when Mondo was the company that made it. They did like it's the Eastman like sketch turtle. I chose them specifically because I kind of like how derpy and dopey this one is. So like I'm happy that NECA came out with like the 2-pack. I probably prefer it in like the green because it's gonna go on like it's kind of with like my Mirage like stuff in general. So that's partly why I like this one over like the black and the white. But I always thought this was a cool looking thing. It's like so goofy and stupid, and as someone who's a clear turtle historian, I'm not at all. I just like buying the shit. I just thought it was something cool to have, and I was like, you actually absolutely kind of have to own this as a turtle collector, in my opinion. I really would have liked the Mondo one, but that was like around, I think that came out as I was starting to like start collecting stuff again, or like buying new stuff, I guess is what I should say. And I saw that price and was like, oh fuck no. And I'm pretty sure it couldn't have been that much, because I think it might have been like $70 or something like that. Maybe less than that. Where now that would have probably not been that big of a deal, but like initially I was like, I'm not spending over $20 for any turtle stuff.
Yeah, wasn't that like 8 to 10 years ago now?
Yeah.
Like,
oh
That was
yeah,
like a
yeah.
decade ago, yeah.
Yeah.
How cute.
That would come out now, that would be like 250.
Yeah.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. And now like I've become loosened up that wall a little bit. But yeah, I was happy. Obviously I think you put the 2-pack together
Yeah.
don't like hate, the layered one, but I just always thought this was like kind of cool and like derpy looking, and I was like, that's neat. So that's gonna go in my top 10 as 8.
Number
You know what I
seven.
mean? 7. We're on 7. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're flying through them at 10:15.
Go ahead, Corey.
I just had this realization. I thought it would be so funny as if Jamar, the first 4 votes were just the sketch turtles. Like this was Leonardo.
I mean, I could have did that for my top 4.
For the Playmates ones, I legit thought they came as a 4-pack, and you were just picking one because you were afraid Nate was going to yell at you again.
Oh, no. They came out. Yeah, they were all separate.
Yeah.
Man,
how could you buy them separate?
Nate's a real hardliner. For this.
Oh, you had no
I
idea.
was.
You need to go back and watch last year's episode because he fucking lit us up.
I was livid.
He
was livid.
Fucking fuming.
Well, because first of all,
I'm legit scared. I'm scared of what is coming.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. I hope that we get a glimpse of what happened last year tonight.
I will say I had some protest picks on my top because I personally feel like it should be because we do weekly purchases. I feel like it should just be our top 10 purchases of the year, so that we can add some flavor of like our retro stuff or like, our vintage purchases. That's
well, maybe we'll do that in the new year. We'll do a top 5 purchases.
Yeah, but then it's not. It's kind of like the same. But that's why. So I had some protest picks, and that's why I put the fucking party wagon on there. Because I was buying old Nendoroids that I didn't have, and I wanted to add those onto the list. I wanted to share those. I was like, oh no, those didn't come out. All right, well, the party wagon it is.
And I was fine with it because I didn't give a shit. Nate was fuming.
It still is awesome.
Like, not only is it a vehicle, but you don't even fucking own it.
And I would. I mean, but no. Still the best party wagon, I think, out of all the ones that came. I think I liked it much better.
All right,
anyways,
Corey, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is the first McFarlane on the list for me. The McFarlane Classic Dark Side. I like. It's got that killer superpowers feel. It comes with wired cape. It's just kind of the perfect superpowers dark side in my opinion. It's it just looks so. It's got that. It just oozes with that retro feel, and so that's my number 7. And the articulation is a little wonky, and everybody complained about arms falling off, but I never had that problem. So yeah, I loved that figure.
It's my number 6.
We're not at number 6 yet.
I know, but I'm just saying it's my number 6. Like, I want to talk about it too a little bit and just say it's awesome. It rules. I'm looking at it right now with its fucking go-go boots and his gloves and his cape and his blue, like him just showing off his nutsack in the most masculine way. Like, it is incredible. It's a great looking figure. I love it. I'm not going to get to yeah. And so I won't speak all that long around about my number 7, though. But I wanted to throw something Marvel Legends on there, and I haven't really gotten many Marvel Legends. But I was absolutely blown away by the movie Wolverine. I do have some issues with it as far as accuracy to the movie and stuff, but I get it. They had to get this out at a certain amount of time. I'm still just so in awe of the head sculpt of Hugh Jackman. I mean, some would say that Marvel Legends and Hasbro has some of the best sculpts, but I don't know. But this figure is so cool, and I'm anxious just to see what is coming from them, just because with other lines, they just continue to get better and better. And not only just the articulation, but in the details. And what I think is fun, maybe some people won't like this, but as a $25 figure or whatever, he's great. He's perfect for me and whatnot. But for customizers and stuff who want to do more stuff with him, it's just like an open canvas, because you could add all kinds of dirt and detail and stuff like that, and go nuts with it if you wanted to, if you're talented, or you could just have a little tiny Hugh Jackman. You can for your Jackman. I mean, that's all. Like, look at that.
It is really, really good. Every time I see it come across like on Instagram or something, I'm like, it's crazy that it's an Hasbro,
Yeah.
you know.
That's
Yeah.
that's a hot toy scan.
Yeah,
Right.
it's wild.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy how good that was.
But is it just, well, no, that couldn't even be the case. But yeah, it's just really good.
They had
It's
a
almost-
great recent Iron Man. I don't know which one it was. I think it was one of those anniversary re-releases, but it came with
stay
a
on
new.
shelves ones.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. Yeah, but it came with that new Tony Stark head, and
Yeah.
it's so creepy because it's just Robert Downey Jr. in that little box. It's so weird.
I remember talking about that back when we were consistently doing toy hunts there for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, that looked so good.
yeah. So that was my number 7 and my number 6. So
So I almost had McFarlane on my top 10 this year, but I was afraid because technically it is a repaint, not a reissue. But I was afraid that you guys would be like, oh no, and that was the animated series Batman or Batmobile, because it's technically just a repaint of the old one.
you guys got to stop living in fear of me.
Listen,
Just let me
anyone
yell.
who wants to understand why we're in fear of him, go watch last year's.
You're making it
was
seem
so
way worse.
infuriating.
I don't know if it was that
Oh,
bad.
it was.
but
He was
yeah.
so mad. We were laughing hysterically the entire time.
I was
but
agitated.
He was so mad. I think it's
I
the
was
maddest I've ever
agitated.
seen Nate on this show.
So wait, that's your number 6?
No, that was
It was my
going to
number
be-
7.
that was
Dark
good-
Side
no,
was
that
my
was-
number 6.
That was
No,
gonna be
no,
my number
Michael's
6,
number
but I
6.
didn't put it on because I was
Oh.
afraid that one, it was a vehicle. And
Oh,
two,
okay.
it's a repaint which toes that line of reissue, and I didn't want to get braided. So my number 6 instead is something honestly simply better, and that is the Jada Toys Mega Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never. Was this ever at Target?
No.
No.
This has
I don't think
only
so.
been on like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, that kind of thing.
Wasn't it supposed to be?
They
I thought it
never
was supposed to be here?
confirmed or denied that,
Oh.
but it sure as fuck never showed up. So
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
just assumed I would see it at Walmart and Target, and
I would have too, but I guess
Yeah,
Mega
never-
Man
never
wasn't a big
saw
enough
it.
property for Target to greenlight. So
over
Jay-
Street Fighters, it's crazy.
Jada is killing it right now, and
Yeah.
I just feel like nobody's paying attention to him.
yeah,
The
between this and
the
the Street Fighter line, holy shit.
Series 2 of Mega Man just shipped, and I got Cutman and I can't remember the other guy, but yeah, I just got them in the mail. I was able to look at them for like 5 seconds, but they are so good. Like, it's just unbelievable how cool they are, and nobody is paying attention.
It's
I feel
not
like.
Mega Man X. I'm telling you.
It is just straight up classic Mega Man.
No.
And I love it because, Marvel vs. Capcom, so I'm here for it.
Okay.
But also, I just want to point out, Anthony Albert in the chat says Nate was angry last year. All right, Jarmar, what is your number 6?
Yeah. My number 6 is something that I received, and I was very ecstatic about this one. Again, was kind of like my extreme expectation of Super 7, and it was give me all of the figures that I absolutely love. The Playmates, just give me like new versions of them. And they did that, and they actually delivered with tight legs for the Dunkin' Donnie. And this one's so great. I wish I would have brought everything over, but you guys already know everything. And it's so cool and creative. They give you the backboard that you stick in the bow staff with like a plate, and then he has like, so now he has his hoop, and I just thought it was so awesome. Obviously, they changed a little bit of things with like the number on the jersey, but overall, like, just amazing, just absolutely amazing. And then I love the switch with the head and the tongue, the animated tongue is so cool. So yeah, I actually enjoyed this figure, and that's what kind of was like actually adds to the more disappointment of the Punker Don, because we received this earlier in the year, and I was like, oh shit, this is so good, hell yeah, they did it. And then oh, Punker Don's coming, oh my god, I'm even more excited, and then it wasn't that great. So, but yeah, I love it. I think the only thing they're gonna get me with is if they do like the Rapid Mikey, which I think they showed, but
I mean, it's hard telling anymore because I
Yeah.
haven't announced any more turtle stuff since.
I'm pretty sure they showed that. Like I remember
I
another
think
wave,
there was like a wave
But it
out of
was-
nowhere that was announced.
but who knows?
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that's gonna get me back. But these should have been so much higher on my list. I'm just saying. But
They should have been.
All right, Corey, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is the GI Joe Classifieds Night Creeper. Just pure ninja badassery. I love just it's one of those figures. When I was a kid, I did not get a lot of GI Joes, and the Night Creeper was always just like there, just looking like the cool kids. This is like you can't hang out with us. We're way too cool for you. You are not allowed to buy this action figure. So
Did you get bullied by your action figures as a kid?
Yeah, it's like you can't come over and play with us today.
we are way well. So like GI Joe was like more of Nate's age. So like when I was younger, it was like you have Masters of the Universe, and I don't know why, but it was just like GI Joe. That looks way complicated,
I thought you were saying Nate like saw you at Toys R Us and bullied you and told you couldn't play with GI Joes.
Could have.
Probably.
Big kids.
Yeah. Like, you get He-Man, little boy. This is for the cool kids.
Yeah, these are complicated.
Realistic guns and just future war. Like they're fighting
rubber
for
bands that you can make their
ninjas.
legs turn into helicopters.
Right.
I'll never do that.
Oh, I
so
did. All the time.
I know you did.
I love that
It's
figure.
Cruel and it's a good one. It's a good one. My number 6 was Go Boot Daddy Darkseid.
Oh yeah, that's right. Can we? Why does the boots go all the way up to like the high thigh? And
Yeah.
the pants just stop right at the crotch.
Because he wants to show off his thighs.
Yeah, just like I guess it is, probably more movement friendly, I guess.
I mean, current day Darkseid, the only difference is his thigh highs went to knee highs, and now he wears a skirt. Like,
that's a good point.
So like, not much has changed for him.
It's hot on Apocalypse.
Ah, that's true.
I mean, you got to let air out while you can.
But like, if it's that hot, why not wear like sandals instead of fucking go-go boots?
Because you can't be a tyrant, enforcer in flip flops.
That is very true. I'm not taking that serious.
Yeah, you got me there. I bet there's just a pool of fucking sweat in those boots and gloves, though.
Yeah, in his defense, has rock skin. He can't feel breezes, so the breeze comes and just lifts those.
He can on them cheeks. He's got like a Mike Tyson outfit back on the back that the cape is covering.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Oh no. So my number 5. We're halfway there. Woo.
We're halfway there.
Halfway.
Oh my god.
All right, we're halfway there.
We're halfway
so mine was part of a 2-pack. I did not like the other figure that it came with at all, but the Marvel Legends Sabretooth, I loved this. It was something that I had to wait for the second shipment of because mine just didn't ship with the first batch, and I didn't know if I was ever going to get it. And then one day they were like, hey, by the way, we're taking your money. Here you go. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad that we got a better and improved version of him. I hope they do an even more improved one and maybe give him the Venom torso so he has that upper chest cut for articulation, but I think he turned out great.
I almost put that figure on my list. I almost did. He just reminds me of how big he was in the old cartoon, and just like I like that size of Sabretooth.
Same. Yeah, ironically, the only double on this list, spoiler alert, is Darkseid.
That blows my mind.
Mine too. All right, Jarmar, what's your number 5?
Oh, that's me. My number 5 is due to licensing issues. I cannot say the actual name. No, it's the Rage Toys. What was this, fall? Autumn? I forgot. It's Donna. It's Donnie. They're so cool. I like these. I'm a little concerned with Mikey, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about why this one's on my top 5. Yeah, not Mikey. I'm sorry, not Michelangelo at all. I just dig this a lot. I think they're super cool. I love the gadgetry like on the back. It's kind of like cyberpunkish, but turtle punk is what I'll call it. This turtle is just so cool. It's so fun. I like that it's in a different scale than like everything else that I have, so it doesn't feel like it's another copy, but it's again just something unique and weird and just so fun. And I hope they get to finish everything that they get to do. And I'm just gonna leave it at that because it's super cool. Plus, he can do this. That's so cool. Has a retractable arm, so that's gonna get up there. But yeah, I really love these, and it's always an excitement though when I get the email and they're like, "Oh, hey, I think we have some rumblings going on," and I'm like, "Oh, cool!" And I get my weird, oddly printed box in the mail, and it's so fun and it's exciting, and I love this line. It's gonna go down in top 10 turtle lines for me. Maybe not. That's an exaggeration, but
That
go
would
ahead,
be an
Corey.
interesting top 10 turtle lines.
I think we did something, or at least started
No,
to do something
we
like that.
started to do
We did
top 10 lists,
figures,
and you did top 10 Mikeys.
character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you didn't. We didn't do top 10 turtle lines. Maybe that's a video idea. We'll see.
yeah.
Got some changes coming for next year.
We got a lot of them coming out, so
Yeah.
or we have a lot of them in general, I should say.
Yeah.
But I don't own all of them, so it'd be kind of hard for me to do that.
Fair. Have you at least followed them? Have you gone over to like Wes's house and like been like? "Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo"?
No, I meant like the stuff that's coming out now, like the Joy Toy and the other Li Xing, whatever the other ones are. That looks really cool. That are just
The one
like
with the
way
butt
too
cheeks.
expensive. Yeah, I want the butt cheeks. Yeah, that is all.
Butt cheeks.
I'm trying to go faster. Stop distracting me,
Oh.
Michael.
So my number 5 is just like McFarlane's Dark Side. It's another figure that I feel like it's the definitive version of this. I almost feel like I won't need another one for a very long time, and that's his classic Wonder Woman. It kind of embodies the superpowers era a little bit. She comes with a shield and an axe and sword, so it's like all the accessories that you need for Wonder Woman. She's got her lasso. She just looks great. And one of the big problems with this figure is I don't think they produced enough. I never saw it in stores. People were freaking out when they couldn't find it because it's like the Wonder Woman people want for their collection. So I love it. It's perfect in my opinion for a Wonder Woman in the classic DC line.
Yeah, when you put this on, I was like, I didn't even know this came out. That's why like the graphic has some question marks because I was like, well, I think this is the one he's talking about, and you didn't respond quick enough. So I was like, well, if it's not, then oopsie.
I was watching Smile. I was freaking out watching Smile.
Didn't he say though he was like slowing, not making girl figures or
Yeah,
something
he
like
was
that?
very anti-girl
Wasn't that
figures
dope?
because they don't sell.
So maybe just like we're not doing a lot of them.
They don't sell, so he didn't send them to stores.
Yeah, because they don't
I
sell.
feel like this would have sold like gangbusters. Like this is like this should be an evergreen figure. Like
Not,
he could.
not Corey. Boys don't like to play with girl figures.
I mean, he was right with the fire figure. That's not selling at all.
Well, that's because it's fire. Like, come on.
And I did get the Huntress figure for $17.
Nice.
It's a cool figure.
All right,
I have fondled it, but only in box.
I found the platinum
That's all you need,
at
Silas.
Bam. I couldn't remember the name of the place. But nobody bought the platinum because the faceplate fell off.
Oh yeah, I've
I was
seen
like,
that happen.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Because the platinum is the colors that I wanted. It's like the Crisis on Infinite Earths Huntress. And then the regular edition is like the new 52, which is cool or whatever. But like, I definitely wanted the more classic look to her. So.
My number 5 is everything I love about G.I. Joe Classified when done correctly. And that's taking a classic, well, not even a classic, one of these balls to the wall, batshit crazy characters, and then just filling the box with amazing, cool effects and accessories. And that's Metalhead. This was our first Iron Grenadiers figure this year, first one of them all, I think. And this was just so much fun. You got different head looks. You got like a masked version. You have all those guns and then a bunch of effects that come off of them. I know he went on clearance at one point. Like these bigger packed ones, they're single packed per case, so like not everybody needs that many of them. But don't sleep on these deluxe ones, especially Metalhead. He is awesome.
Yeah, I remember you showing this one off.
And just like I said when you were showing it off, it may have made my list, but they had to put a face tattoo on it. I can't stand face tattoos.
Corey's like, how are you gonna get a
Fair.
real job,
Metalhead?
Working at the GI Joe factory. I don't.
It's just like they put. I'm trying to remember like the people they put tattoos on. Rock and Roll worked for me, but some of the classifieds figures they put these tattoos on them, and it's like just seems so edgy and like like oh it's cool.
Yeah, it's just there's so many people though. I mean, so many people have tattoos though. Like so, I don't know. Like I don't really mind it.
Like
And
tattoos.
plus,
or
with the
face
goggles
tattoos?
on, I don't even think you can
too.
see his tattoo once you put the goggles on.
I know.
Oh, so he just has like a teardrop?
Yeah.
yeah, like a teardrop, like he murdered.
Wait, I
someone.
was joking. Is that serious?
No.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
right.
He did some time,
That's right.
Yeah.
So we are on to number 4.
Or
And I'm going back to Jada Toys with, I mean, one of the only, like, they didn't do a lot this year for Street Fighter, but it was one of the only releases and one of the best. I mean, granted, they do have some new ones that just started shipping, but I chose M. Bison. The normal one, not the fancy blue one, because while they're both up there above me, I still just, while I like that blue, I have to go with the original.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah, just and also the wired cape on this thing's awesome. For 25
wired
bucks,
capes add so much to it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a wired cape can do.
Yeah, it takes especially in this situation, it takes an already great figure and just fucking to the moon.
Yeah. Yep.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Yeah, so I cannot wait for more Jada Toy stuff. I know I think Cammy and who else? Someone
Didn't Dalsum?
I have Cammy, DJ, and Guile all in my
Yeah, I think they just started shipping
my pile of
recently.
loot right now, and I'm like blown away that there's that many.
Yeah, they may just sneak those ones in right there. Also, apparently, in other countries, a few from the next wave have already started hitting, so they're thinking that they'll be hitting the stateside soon too.
I just want them to ramp it up so they can make a complete set. Like, don't turn into Soda Toys.
I don't think that this is gonna fall apart. Like,
And
granted, they don't stock targets well. They're doing fine online with like Nerdzoic and Big Bad and stuff like that. So, and
I know we're short for time, but who's in the next wave?
It's
Blanca.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
And
it's so cool that they held him off for so long.
Yeah.
It's like
it's not like the first. Yeah.
I can't remember. The other character wasn't like one of the like main like popular ones. He was like another like one that was. I can't remember.
Dan.
Maybe. They do. They haven't done Vega yet, have they?
Oh no. That's right. I think it's Vega is who it is. Now I'm thinking about it.
Vega's awesome.
Yeah, I think Vega.
One of my favorite characters.
That's coming with him. But I don't know where I can't remember what the third one is. But yeah, so those ones have been spotted in other countries, so people were thinking it's going to be soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that Akuma is not out yet. No Akuma.
I feel like Akuma is going to probably be the last one in the line because they just showed him off.
Akuma Matata.
That's what I always say. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
She sold me Akuma. A coming. Yeah.
All right, Jarmar, what is your number 4?
Oh, speaking of sexy time, it's one of the only ones in the Motu line that like I've already poured my heart out about this one, and it's the Motu Splinter. I did not want to buy this at all because I normally have like a sort of like only turtles unless I'm really going into the line. Then I'll do like other characters, and then I'll do Splinter and whatnot. But this is by far my favorite more than any of the turtles. I think it's because of the ridiculousness of seeing this sexy ass Splinter. It's so cool. It's so dope. Like you cannot tell me that's not a very attractive
I like that
mouse
you have him like
or
just
rat, I
casually
guess
like
is what I would say.
flexing the other arm, like,
Yeah, I
whoa,
just
look at
like that
my
he's
muscles.
look at that. He's so fucking jacked, dude. It's so cool. He would legitimately whoop all of the turtles' ass with his eyes closed and one arm.
Do you
He's so cool.
do you have him
I
standing
think
next to Dad Bod Splinter from the movie?
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I just
I think
I overall just love this figure though. It's so cool. It's probably like the coolest Splinter I think I have. And thank you, Master of the Universe, for making that happen.
I think it's
Yeah.
cool to have a Splinter that's got like that fantasy of like we've never. I know he's like fought in the movies,
Oh,
in or Michael Bay movies, but like we've never gotten a Splinter like in his prime.
yeah.
We've never got to see like what he was like, just
Alpha
being
Splinter.
badass. Yeah, like that would be kind of a neat thing to maybe
That's
see.
And we normally
Yeah,
get like goofy like Splinter. Like they always go for like the dad Splinter in a sense,
yeah.
but
I mean,
yeah.
2012 Splinter was pretty badass.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair. But it was still more like it wasn't like he's like Corey saying prime. Like
I
this
mean,
I would
is
love.
he was definitely like older sensei, like I'm gonna
yeah, he's more
outsmart you versus
sensei.
just beat your ass
Right.
kind of thing.
That's what I'm talking about. The Splinter, you do not want to catch him in a bar fight. He's beating the
IDW
shit
should
out of
make
you.
a prequel comic of just
That would be
Splinter
kind of cool.
being by himself, like
Just
Chuck
like a short
raising
run.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Before he like came back and decided that he wasn't gonna just go out for a pack of smokes and never return.
He's like, nah, I'll go back to these stupid kids.
All right, Corey, what's your number 4?
So my number 4 is my last McFarlane. So,
Oh.
I know Michael probably was thinking that I was going to put him in number 1, 2, 3, and 4
I figured it'd
spots.
be just
But
all of your top 10, honestly.
yeah, right. But what I really wanted to do, I wanted this to be the whole wave of the Batman Forever figures because I think they are awesome. Yeah, I totally wanted to cheat with this and just put all 4 figures and the Batmobile, but I chose one and I chose the Batmobile. It comes with Alfred. So I'm sorry, Nate.
No, it's fine. I picked a vehicle.
Oh,
I picked a vehicle.
Just wait, Nate.
It
Just
comes with a figure,
wait. Just wait.
and you own it. So,
So
Just wait.
okay.
I just
Top 10 figures.
I always loved the Batman Forever Batmobile. It's such a cool design. I did not pick up that new Batman and Robin one.
Ooh, yeah,
I
one's-
kind of had like McFarlane goggles on, and I was just like buying stuff. I was like, yes, this is all so cool. And then I kind of came to my senses. I was like, wait a minute. I definitely don't want this Batman and Robin Batmobile. At least not right now. It's running out of space. But the Forever Batmobile, so cool. I love having Alfred. Alfred was such a pivotal character, even in the Keaton movies. So it's just cool that we have him hanging out now.
Did you have to buy 4 of these so you could have Alfred for all the movies?
Alfred for all the ages? No.
Well, because
No,
that's like the one character in that entire series of movies that stayed the same.
What's funny though is that I will display him with my Keaton Batman instead of the Forever figures. So
Well, because we only got one Keaton or 189 figure, so yeah, makes sense.
Hopefully 2025 really surprises us with that. I'm really hoping that
situation where they can get Jack Nicholson's likeness for Joker, but it's gonna be in like a $250 like play set.
they wouldn't do that.
It'll be him with
They
the
won't do
painting and
that.
and then one of the goons.
You're saying like McFarlane would do something like that. He's not gonna do something like that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like anything he'd do at all. And then have a press release that says, "Yeah, we had to do it for reasons," but don't say what the reasons were.
I kind of believe that though.
It's Robert.
I'm just
De Niro.
saying.
It's totally Robert.
It's Warner Brothers not wanting Joker collectibles at a
Yeah.
cheap price.
Well, it's,
Like
I
it,
can understand them being not wanting them at Target because you don't want to raid our toy.
let's move off that because we could go on this for a long
Yeah.
time. We'll just go.
Save that for next
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, my number 4. I don't know why I got to keep looking, but I do.
I forgot what his number 4 was.
I forgot what
It's
all
the
of it.
Transformers Legacy United Magmatron. So I wanted to have a Transformers figure on there. This was probably my favorite one this year just because it was just so much fun. I love the different dinosaurs. I remember when it was released in the US under the Beast Machines Dino Wars thing. But I just think he's cool. He's fun. 3 different dinosaurs creates one big dude. And I thought it was ironic because I did look at my last year's list. His adversary Leo Convoy was in my top 10 last year, so I just have a soft spot for Beast Wars Neo.
Well done. Yeah, I was surprised you. Well, then again, you like to vary your list. I was surprised more Transformers weren't on there though. So
yeah, there wasn't as much this year though that was great. There was a couple of cool things, but yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So we're down to
Dino King was almost a runner up.
top 3.
I had to think about it. I was like, "What's Magmatron?" Oh yeah, it's getting late.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Yep. Number 3, top
Number
3.
3. So this was my favorite NECA figure of the year, and it's very strange because it's not a turtle. It is the big beefy boy,
Alf.
the elite foot soldier.
Oh, I thought we were going with Earl Sinclair.
Oh,
That's a beefy boy.
that is a beefy
Yeah,
boy.
it
It's
is,
but
it
he's
is.
also a little tinier than he probably should be. Same thing with the baby.
I was trying to figure out what vehicles NECA released. That's what I was trying.
But no, like
Oh,
I
you guys are
always
getting ulcer.
I always like it when there's like a villain character that's super like imposing and because they try so hard to like be like, oh, they have to overcome like a different superpower or outsmart them or something like that. This is just like, this motherfucker's big and beefy and he's just gonna beat your ass. Better figure it out. Like, I don't know, I just have a soft spot for that. So when they made these and the actual Mirage like maroon colors instead of the like shaded red and blues, I was like, yeah, I have to get it. And I kind of want to get like 2 more, so I have like 3 of them and just have a little squad. But
I was surprised to see those on sale somewhere. I want to say Best Buy. I saw them.
I know they put a lot of
yes,
stuff
it
on
was
sale,
there,
but I
so.
didn't see any of the Mirage stuff go on sale.
I'll have to keep a closer eye.
Yeah, what's your number 3, Jamar?
My number 3 is representation from something that I think I may possibly like almost as much as turtles. It's something that I don't really get to collect a lot of because it's not a ton of it. Normally, it comes in cheap collectibles in the form of like deluxe editions. But I love video games, and most importantly, I love PlayStation properties. And getting this from Spin Master this year was a complete shock and surprise. And the stand broke, so I'm just holding it by like the little stick here. But this Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West is just immaculate. So much so that it disappointed me in the rest of the line. Like this one came first, and then I got like Kratos and Jin, and I was like, okay, so those are not quite as nice, but this one was $49.99, so it was like $50.
That was the
But
other thing. Is like this
like
one started off. They were like, we're gonna charge you $50 and go all out, and then they were like, okay, we're
we're going
pull it back, and we're gonna be at like
Yeah.
that $20-$30 range, but you
And
get
I'm like,
nothing.
just do this for all of them and I would have been, this line would have been insane to me. But like we're talking about the photorealism and the face sculpts. They did like these multiple face plates in the game. One of the things you can do is like go into photo mode and you can put different emotions on her, and that photo mode in Horizon is just like super big, mainly because the game is just absolutely like a technical feat. It's just so amazing. But like having the different face swaps and doing the different emotions, I'm not gonna be able to pick it up on camera, but it's just so good. Every like piece on her is like separate and like connected to the body. This does not feel like a $49 like figure. It really does not at all. This I'm stretching here, but this gives me like higher end import like vibes. Obviously, you can see the joints and whatnot, but like it's so awesome. I absolutely love this figure, and I partly love this game, so that has a little bit to do with like how high it is. But yeah, I absolutely love it, and the box is so cool. And that's another thing. Like they dropped the ball a little bit on the boxes, but like hers came in, and it just felt like you're opening this PlayStation game figure. It was so great. It's so good. So this is actually my number three. Right? Yeah,
Yes.
number three.
Yes, number
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm glad they're doing that because I feel like there haven't been a lot of like video game action figures for that kind of stuff since NECA
Yeah.
stopped doing it back.
Well, PlayStation's also very like, don't touch our properties.
Yeah.
So like, you know.
I was gonna say I picked up the Joel and Ellie from Last of Us that I totally forgot to show you guys. It's pretty awesome.
I kind of want to fondle them, but I have those NECA ones that I hate.
Maybe I did tell you guys. I can't
remember you telling us.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember.
Why don't you tell us what you did fondle if you're number three?
Number three.
Those too.
So I think this still counts because I received it. They released it this year, but it actually was a Kickstarter from I want to say 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean if it was a
Maybe even
pre-order
longer
and
than
didn't
that.
ship till 2024, then that counts.
Yeah, it counts.
It's the Kickstarter RoboSkull vehicle. Comes with a figure,
I'll allow it.
but
You have it.
The hypocrisy.
You have it.
I have it.
You have it.
Figure.
Comes with a figure.
It's
It's a
not a
set.
figure.
So
It's a
You didn't
set.
say the figure is the top three. It's the figure.
So wait, does that mean that the Mirage Turtles were a set because they came as one SKU?
Sure.
Okay.
If you want to do it that way.
all rules are off. But no, so the RoboSkull is just like it's like such an amazing thing that happened with that. You know, it was like a real grassroots movement to get this thing made. It got the permission from you know all of the trademark holders who you know owned this thing. For those you guys that you know don't know,
Which is half of this podcast.
right, right, or anybody out there listening, but you got
Did you?
So-
Jarmar, I didn't know that Nate and Corey didn't know about this.
Yeah, that's so weird. I was it's on your top.
Yeah,
And
I
you didn't even know about it.
but so you have Action Force was the UK version of GI Joe, and the villains of that was the Red Shadows. You had so it's like a subline of a subline of a subline, and so this thing RoboSkull it basically looks like a heavy metal version of a TIE fighter, and
Yeah.
this company just decided to. They were like, we're gonna make this. We're gonna you know update it, make it badass looking, and you know they got all these really cool people involved, like the Marauders gun runners. Were making the action figures that came with them. Just crazy amounts of just cool people coming together to make this project work. You had tons of famous artists making paintings and trading cards for it. You know, famous heavy metal artists made the box art. So everything about this Kickstarter was like, it's just like, this is what Kickstarter is about. And finally they pulled through, got it delivered. The cool thing too was over the years, it was like when they got a project done, a piece of the project done, they mailed it to me. So it was like out of nowhere, they'd be like, here's an action figure. You get this one. And we still don't have everything that they've come out with. I think there's some 6-inch classified sized red shadow pilots and stuff that
Oh
they're
yeah, because this thing was supposed to fit both, right?
yeah
6-inch and 3
yeah
quarter.
and you can pull the cockpit out, the 3 3/4 cockpit out, which is actually 2 seats. You can pull that out. You can put a 6-inch cockpit in, and it fits with both scales. So it's pretty dope. There's a lot of cool things going on with it, and I love it.
I don't think Jarmar can handle your 6-inch and 3 3/4 cocks.
Hey man,
Oh
no,
man,
he can.
I
Not man.
totally get why it's up there. It's very important to fit those in there.
So how long ago did this get funded?
I actually want to say 2021.
Damn.
Okay.
Holy crap!
Yeah. I know it was not a good time for me.
Like when
It's
it
a
came
bummer.
out.
Yeah, like when it
Oh,
was like when the campaign was going.
I got you. I got you.
Yes,
Yeah.
October 14th, 2021
Damn.
was when the
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that would have been not good for me.
the
So yeah, that makes sense.
they do have them available. I do believe you can purchase
Oh, okay.
them.
I'll take a look. My number 3. This is going to be a controversial choice, but I believe I said it when I first showed it off. This might be the only figure in the top 10 that has, I don't know, 1 point of articulation, maybe 2. I'm not even sure. But this is the Super 7 reaction Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street, because it makes me
Reaction
so
on the
flippin'
top
happy.
10?
I was
What?
offended when I saw the word reaction figure.
I get it.
in
I
the
get
top
it. But
10.
the figure itself is so super detailed, and until my heart can get those NECA ones, this had to do. And Oscar's one of my absolute favorite. And it doesn't look like a chintzy retro figure. It looks like an amazing little tiny Oscar the Grouch in a garbage can, and I love it. I love it. I love him.
I love them a lot.
I have 2 of them.
I remember.
There's pictures of those NECA ones coming out now, and they look like they fit right into Palisades.
They did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a very
It's an
smart.
extremely good idea.
Yep.
Because any doubt that I had, like I was like, not that I really had a lot of doubt, but if I did, that would have just obliterated it.
It was it was a same thing with the Diamond Select ones. You know, it's smart. Like, why change your scale up? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that was my number 3.
Awesome. My number 2 is the first time I ever probably felt that a Marvel Legends figure was on the same level as a MoffX figure.
Oh wow.
Like, I'm usually very much like, oh, it's a a retail $25 figure and that's what you're getting. But this was like one of the few occasions I'm like, wow, this has the potential to be like the definitive version of this character for me. And that is the Marvel Legends Astonishing Wolverine. And
I still don't have this.
It's so good.
Really?
I don't see it.
I mean, at this point, you're gonna have to find it at like a toy show or something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone's sold out.
Well, I don't know. I think Target was like first,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's filtering out to other places now.
Well, Amazon had it and they've sold out. So unless it's going like Big Bad or something.
There's more places than just.
Well, Walmart and Target usually don't get the same Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
So, but no,
You are right.
This is this is probably the best Wolverine figure I've ever had. Like, the only thing
I know
think
there's
would be an improvement would be if it was that Jim Lee animated series costume instead of the Astonishing one. But even then, I'm just like, this looks amazing.
I know there's dissension between you and I when it comes to like MoffX. I like them and I think they're beautiful figures, but I don't think they're as, good. I don't think they're that much better than Marvel Legends, and I think Marvel Legends is clearly closing the gap with that figure.
Yeah, but the problem is they're not consistently giving us that quality with every character.
No, because not every character deserves it.
But even if you get the main characters, I feel like they should get that quality, and they aren't.
I think it's weird that figure and the Cyclops and the Emma Frost have that quality. Like it's the Astonishing X-Men, and it's like they made them to look like John Cassidy's art.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of neat, because Marvel Legends doesn't do that much with different art styles. You know, Todd McFarlane has come out with his stuff, and it's like, this is clearly a Jim Lee Batman. This is a Frank Miller Batman. You know,
Greg Capullo.
Yeah, all of them running the gamut. Marvel Legends hasn't done that at all until pretty much now.
I think the Alex Ross ones were like the first ones, the Thor and Cap.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. I totally forgot about like that Super Gold Iron Man. Yep. You're right.
Yeah, but I remember being really excited at the time for those because I was like, oh, we're finally going to get more artist-based stuff, and then we didn't.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is kind of odd though that they don't come out and be like, hey, this is Alex Ross, Iron Man. They're just like Iron Man
for the
right.
Like, you know.
They can just be like,
box.
It just happens to look like that versus like, oh, it is his, and then we have to pay him for his
right
art. Yeah.
Why would you do that? You know.
All right, Jarmar, what's your number 2?
Yeah, speaking of definitive versions of a figure, I've purchased so many NECA figures. A lot of turtle stuff. This is easily, hands down, my favorite Mondo figure, not just from NECA, but just from everybody. Playmates, Super 7, all the Mondos that I've had. This is my favorite Mondo Gecko. I hate the coloring on this white balance. It like is kind of what I think of like when you go look at the like old Playmates Mondo figure. This is kind of the vibe, but kind of not. This is Archie. I'm not really into like all the Archie. I didn't read a lot of it. There's a few here and there that I like kind of read, and it's so great. It's absolutely awesome. I feel like posability is super cool on this one. I feel like NECA was like, hey, we're gonna make loose joints. We're gonna make them all fit nice and good, and they'll be cool. But I just love the face. I love the not surfer, but skater dude. The hair, the braces, like everything about this figure makes me so happy. And I just dropped his guitar. This is like hands down my favorite Mondo. And this is probably one of my favorite things that I got this year. Completely surprised. Didn't expect much from that Archie line. Wasn't really planning on buying a lot. Honorable mention, the Leatherhead was really, really fucking awesome as well. I just didn't want to go crazy and put everything on there because I knew this was going to be really high for me. But yeah, definitive Mondo, easily my number 2 favorite figure this year. So.
Just as a side note, unsolicited recommendation, either on Comixology Unlimited, you can read them, or just get the trades. Those Archie stories are, as a turtle fan, you owe it to yourself to read some of those. They get so like it's not childish like other tie-ins were at the time. They just did their own thing, and it was so bizarre and weird and fun, and definitely kid appropriate. They just weren't talking down to the audience. I've recently reread them, and they're a blast.
I was just about to say that they totally hold up. They hold up so well. Like it's a good story when you're like in it. Like you are like, it's like, oh my God, like this is like the stuff. It's so
There's
good.
some really fun stuff there.
I'll correct that. 2025. I'll read that. I'm currently catching up on Saga because I feel like I owe that to myself. So
ain't no shade there. That's a good one. So
yeah, but I'm almost caught up. So next year will be the year.
Awesome, Corey. What is your number 2?
Oh, so here it is. My number 2. It's the Dragonfly. I'm sorry, Nate. That's it, man. It's the Classifieds has killed it this year with releases. I honestly, when this was announced, I was like, yeah, I'll get it. Like, Dragonfly was never like one of my favorite looking vehicles. It was just like Apache helicopter thing. It's so cool. It's so cool on so many levels. First of all, I still don't know where I'm going to put it. It's so big when you put it together. I definitely need to get like some fishing line and yeah,
It's still sitting right here because I don't know what to do with it.
It's so big. I was thinking about hanging it, but then I was like, well, I don't want to hang it because I want to use that stand. I don't know
Plus,
where
what
I'm going to
happens
put
if
it,
it like
but
falls?
That would be terrible.
right, yeah. But it's just so cool. Have you put batteries in it and lit up the cockpit?
No,
Oh,
I haven't even done that with the his tank.
it looks so amazing.
Yeah.
Everything about it, the figures that come with it, it's just perfect. It's so fun. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, in 5 years time, not even 5 years time, in 2 years time, more HasLabs are going to come out for GI Joe, and I'm like, I don't know, I have no idea what I'm going to do. It's like I have to do a massive clearance of stuff for just GI Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Nate looking around like, oh my
like,
god,
he's like me too. Yeah.
Yeah, because things are finally starting to like settle down, and like things are where they're supposed to be, and it's like I have a ghost coming within like a couple of weeks, that I got to find room for, and then
That's the
there's going to
size of a love
be
seat.
and then I'm going to have to deal with the cantina like 6 months to 8 months after that, or 2 years or whatever. Thank God I didn't get the Thunder, the Cat Slayer.
Oh,
You got to
God.
deal with where you're going to put that.
Yeah,
I'm
we saw that
thinking
thing
like
in
right,
person at
thinking
PowerCon.
right
It's
over here.
massive.
Yeah.
Like right over here.
I mean, listen, yeah, it's a vehicle, but again, the most egregious thing last year was that he didn't even have it, let alone see it in person. We're just gonna move on.
I'm just saying that
my
like,
number
half
two-
of
awesome
this
car.
man's list is vehicles, and if that we would have done that last year, you would have fucking drove to our houses and
I
berated
probably
us.
would have
Here-
but that was last year. That was last
Here-
year. You guys broke me. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like,
We
one of the
walked so
one
you
of the
could
things on your top
run.
10 was a vehicle that you had never seen in person.
You don't know
So
if I've ever
there
seen-
is no rules.
Also,
Here's the
now it's
crazier
all
thing.
about. We were doing a podcast on video chat. I saw Corey the other day. I was like, "Oh, that's what he looks like in person." What do you mean? Digital space is reality.
Oh my god.
So here's the thing too. I think this might make it a little even worse. I offered it to him at a huge discount, and he
That is
didn't
fair.
buy it.
That is because I spend way too much money on Christmas. So,
So find him in January. You might change.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
My number two is we're at number two, right?
Yes.
yeah.
I'll be honest. I mean, Classified was my favorite line this year, but I didn't want to put too many of them in there. So, but my other favorite line, as I've mentioned previously, has got to be probably the Masterverse New Eternia line specifically. And the best thing that you can do is take one of my absolute favorite characters. While they have not done a true new adventure or new Eternia Hordak yet, they did do several Skeletors, and Battle Armor Skeletor just takes a great concept and just improves on it even more, creating like a barbarian look with the horned helmet, and everything about him just exudes just awesomeness, and like he's so great. He's so great. There's just nothing. Yeah, I love him. I love him.
Straight out of Heavy Metal magazine.
Yes. He should be on a Frank Frazetta painting. I mean, he technically was sort of on the Death Dealer. It's just you just have a skull underneath that helmet. It's what I love about Masters of the Universe, and that's why I love that New Eternia line. Is just because to me it does offer me something new and shiny out of something I love, and what a way to do it.
Yeah.
So I had to like specify. I had to distill. So like with New Adventure, with New Eternia, Thunder Punch, and Battle Armor Skeletor were the best things this year from that line. Out of a line that I can't believe is still going. I think at this point we're almost to the point where Masterverse has been out at retail almost as long as the original vintage line. So
Jesus.
pretty incredible.
That's bonkers.
So
That
is
is
this
that
the
is-
Skeletor that broke the other He-Man's arms?
maybe. You don't know?
Okay.
Oh.
I'm excited for the new movie coming out, but man, I just I really think the Masters of the Universe line really took a blow with the blowback from that snake lair.
That's a G.I.
That
Joe.
so what?
Isn't that a G.I. Joe character, Blowback, or something like
No, but that's a good guess.
that?
I was
It should be.
I was
It
like,
should
am I
be.
just tired?
It just I
Blowback.
don't know how much more legs it's going to have
Right.
if company listens to the Twitter, to the very loud minority of Twitter
Yeah.
douchebags.
You got to wonder if all companies are, dealing with that too. I mean, it's loud, obnoxious people are emboldened. And so, yeah, let's hear your number one, Michael. Your number one.
My number one. So
Favorite
I expressed
figure.
my how much I enjoy big beefy boys in action figure form, and that leads
And
us
in
to
podcast form.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that leads to my favorite Batman villain, who finally got a Mafex figure, and this figure was just blew away any expectations I had, and that is the Mafex Bane.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that
makes
figure
sense.
is just so good. He can pose any way you want him to, while still being like huge and imposing to any of the Batmans they've made. I like the way they did the face plates to swap it out. I like that the Venom tube doesn't get in the way of the articulation. I like that even though people didn't realize it, his little singlet straps do come down to the little squared off bit. It's just hidden behind the belt. So like it's comic accurate. It poses great. It has tons of hands and like alternate faces and stuff. And yeah, that's my definitive Bane figure, and I couldn't be happier with it. Probably my favorite Mafex figure, honestly.
Well, I'll be.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, on that note, Jarmar, what did you got?
Dead
Since
air.
no one gave a shit about mine.
I mean, we gave a shit.
I know it was just
We
everyone
said-
just sat
We
there
said
like
cool.
cool.
I've not fondled it. Like, I can't. I don't.
Here's a Go ahead.
It looks great.
I will say that Bane. I mean, it looks exactly how it's supposed to. Excuse me. I don't know what to say.
That was amazing. I loved it.
I'll go ahead and do my. I mean, if you guys watch this, or just you guys personally, I feel like you have to be looking at my top 10 and be like, huh, he's missing one thing. And it's like the most obvious elephant in the room. I said it when I received them. I opened them up. I knew it was going to be my number one. I didn't put the entire pack, but it's all four of the turtles are just the best. But I'm going to pick the one that I love the most. Obviously, Donnie. It's the Mezco turtles. Just, yeah, there's nothing else I can say about them. There's not often where I have toys, like this whole room is all, I'm surrounded by toys everywhere, just like all of us, right? But you get those toys that like sit on your desk because you constantly keep picking them up, you constantly keep playing with them, you constantly keep touching it. These were this from the beginning, like till like now. I tried to put them on a shelf on there, and I have to have them at the desk for me because they're so fucking cool. I love these figures. I didn't love the purchase.
You
I
bitched about
hated
those every
the
week
process
for like 2 years
of all of this, of like me paying for them and then people getting them before, all of that, shit behind it. But once I received these, this was probably like the high point of collecting for me in a very long time. Like personally, just watching like videos, watching photography, it got me more into like following a bunch of channels from like, on Instagram for toy photography. Follow Modern Toy Fair on all of the socials as well. But yeah, I just, yeah.
Name one of the
fucking love 'em.
socials.
Social medias, Instagram.com at Modern Toy Fair, Target,
HTTP.
TikTok,
Target.com.
But yeah, there's no other words that I can express. Like, there's 0 ounce of regret in the purchase. I fucking love everything about this line, and I still have like all the accessories, and it's just yeah, I love them. I fucking love them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty solid. Like,
Oh, okay, cool. I just gushed about them, and you're like, oh, yeah, they're solid.
I mean,
Fuck your Bane, dude.
No,
Fuck
they look
Bane.
great.
McFarlane made a
Did you
better
have
Bane.
those? Did you get them, Michael?
I did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Did you like them?
Yeah, I liked them a lot. The only thing that I think I wasn't a fan of is Mezco leaned more into like the realism aspect of it, so they had a little more of a dingier, like darker tone to them. And then they did the complete polar opposite with like the cartoonized versions after that. And I would have liked something in the middle where they were still bright, but they kept like the more comic booky look versus going for the toon look, which was terrifying in that form.
Yeah,
But
very
the
terrifying.
accessories, probably the best accessories you've ever gotten with turtles.
They
posed
easily,
great.
hands down. Got all of them. Didn't have to wait for, a re-release to have the rest of them.
You didn't have to buy them 4 times to get all the accessories you wanted. Like it's definitely like if we did a top 10 turtle lines, I feel like this would probably be up there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Corey, what you got?
Okay, here we go.
Why?
My number one of the year is definitely not a figure, I guess. It is
Come on.
the Mattel Creations Eternia is my number one choice. it's right behind me, right there. It's my favorite thing that I bought. It came with a King Grayskull figure. So I absolutely love it. It's everything I wanted. I don't know what
I'm
else
happy
to say.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I sold off my original in a year before getting it, in anticipation of getting it, and was it March when it finally got released? It was something else, man. I had a sticker sheet. I opened up the box in my living room and went to town for about 2 hours to put all the stickers on it and assemble it, and now it sits there. For the reasoning behind me selling the old one, the original, and getting the new one was all this stuff that a lot of this older stuff, like, yes, I have emotional attachments to it, and yes, I did love my original Eternia, but some of this stuff, like the plastic, you can just feel it kind of wanting to give way, and I thought to myself, I was like, I will still have representation of it. I will still have the new one, for one, and two, I don't have enough room for 2 Eternias. But it went to a collector in Toledo. I know it will be taken care of there for years and years to come. But the longevity of some of these older toys are just, it's like it needs to last until I die. So that's what I'm hoping to live for a really long time. So
That sounds like a terrible choice.
Terrible choice
for your toys to be around.
No, I'm just saying, like, have you seen the state of things in this world?
Oh,
here
yeah,
for a good
right.
time, not a long time, man.
But yep, that's my pick. Sorry, Nate.
Cool. I still have an open mind.
He wants to be bad.
I was trying to hear if the audio was picking up his teeth getting grit.
When, as soon as you started to say, I could see the look on his face. I'm like, that's the look we got last year.
Nope. You guys broke me. So my number one.
I guess I didn't understand this assignment that much.
I mean, we didn't make it a rule. That's all I'm saying is we did not make it a rule.
We didn't. I didn't make it a rule this year because it was obviously so brazenly just thrown in my face multiple times.
Protest pick.
I honestly, when we started, I was like, "Oh my god, were there rules that I didn't pay attention to?"
Oh no, it was just I was gathering the graphics for this, and I got like through your list. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like,
So-
I'm not gonna say anything because this is either gonna
My
like, turn to
number
gold or-
one is the reissue of the Age of Ultron Hulkbuster Iron Man Hot Toys that is all die cast, retails for like $1,000. I don't own it. I've never seen it. I've actually never even seen pictures of it. I'm not even really sure what it is, but it's really expensive, so definitely needs to be number one.
Have you seen the movie though? That's my question.
I did. I saw the
Okay,
movie.
well then that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's cool
Yeah,
stuff.
Nate,
then.
I actually own it. Do you want to buy it from me?
For $2,000.
No, I don't need to see it.
All I'm saying is one
All right,
vehicle
let's-
in a protest choice. It's protest choice.
Come on, let's hear it.
My
hear it,
actual
Nate.
number one is an unlicensed garage model kit. It was actually assembled and painted by a good buddy of mine.
Can't tell if you're serious or not. I can't tell.
So this one was tough because this did come out. My number one came out right at the end of the year last year. It was not on my list last year. I looked at my Big Bad Toy Store order shipment. It shipped out on January 2nd of this year. So it was released technically late last year, but I don't care. I didn't get it. So I'm brazenly pissing on the rules as well. Sort of. That's why I made sure to include that last quarter in there.
Asking is you had
Oh,
something
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
probably released at the end of
But
December.
it is Super 7. It is not a reaction figure, but it
Holy
is the ultimate Destroyer from Godzilla versus Destroyer. I bought every initial figure that came out for that line. I didn't do all the repaints and stuff like that. And there's some I love more than others. But that one is probably the most flawless of all of them. I would say the number 2 best figure is the just now released -0 version, but the Destroyer, and it was at a higher price point. It was well over $100 when it came out.
Jeez.
But it's not only does it look incredible, it's based on my favorite Godzilla adversary. It was my favorite movie until -1 came out. And I love it. I love it. It towers over everything as it should. He's just monstrous. And they've come out with so many accompanying Godzillas that are either burning down or already melted or whatever. But the Destroyer, they've just done the one, and I love it. It's my number one.
I can't wait to play with my Mecha Godzilla that
Yeah,
I
if
bought.
we ever meet up to get it.
Is that where Burning Godzilla came from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Destroyer.
Gonorrhea,
Yeah,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's weird because like when the movie starts, he's just already melting down. Like there's not really a lot of lead up to it, but it's great. So that's my favorite one because it ties into the original in a cool way. I just loved it, and then the way that have you watched it?
No, I don't
with-
think we've watched that one. I don't
That
think we've
really-
seen
That one might be a little over his head yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get a little dark in the.
They do. And the worst part about that one is it had such an amazing handoff to what could be, and they never followed up with it because that was where that series ended. But
I also feel like these ones might be like slightly too like scary looking for.
I don't know, man. Because they're the '90s ones, and they are. But at the same time, those movies, looking back now, are a little sillier than I remember. I mean, these are almost 30 years old
I'm
now.
just saying compared to like he likes his favorite one right now is New Empire, and that one is definitely geared towards that audience, so it's not quite as like
Sure.
scary. Where Destroyer looks like he should be on a fucking metal poster.
Yeah.
That's true. But
And
I mean, he
Godzilla
has
does
come
show
around
up
to it,
immediately like, oh, I'm going to melt down and, destroy, half of Japan.
Yeah,
Santa got him
And I'm the good guy.
Burning Godzilla, but it's like a plushy thing because he
Yeah.
is obsessed with that. So that's why I was like, where that comes from? Destroyer basically destroying. Yeah.
it's that same mentality though. Like I don't see Jarmar like watching the the newer Godzilla, that newer Godzilla movie is the start of the modern day story.
Yeah, for
Like,
what
so-
he's into. Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like that would be a real boring movie for him because
Yeah.
Godzilla like
Adventure.
5.
Yeah, like the first I tried to have him watch that, but yeah. It's basically it kicks off at King of the Monsters, right? That's when he
Yeah.
fights Rodan and yeah.
Rodan.
Yeah, that first one's a little
Ghidorah.
tough.
Yeah, Ghidorah.
Yeah, the first one's a little more traditional. It's a lot of humans and a little peaks
Yeah.
of Godzilla.
And then they were
Yeah.
like, you know what? Just fucking have the monsters and the humans barely talk.
Yeah.
I remember when that one came out and everybody was bitching that there was too many monsters and it was too much of like a popcorn movie, and I was like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to be having fun now.
And that was the one thing that drove me nuts about -1 was because it was so good and it was so like revered. Like all of a sudden people thought Godzilla was like high art or something. I'm like, for once it was, but like not the
Not
preceding
traditionally, yeah.
37. You know, it's like it could be both.
Right. Like, I mean,
It
the
can't be
first
both.
one, even the original one.
Oh
like,
yeah,
Perry
super
Beach,
serious.
It's like supposed to be like a dead fucking serious movie. And then, you know, it progresses and gets funnier and funnier
And
and,
then he's like
cornier.
flying across
weird.
the screen doing
Yeah.
a drop kick while
Yep.
on his tail.
Yeah.
And
You can have both.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Do you want me to read these now after we've done all that?
Yeah. So now that we're closing out, if you want to go ahead and read our Patreon input, it's funny because I asked in Patreon, I was like, all right, let us know your number one figure, and both people like wrote like a whole thing. So I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I figured people would just be like plop and be done. I'm like, all right, gives Nate something to read a little more dramatically.
Yeah. All right. So
Good
up
update.
first, we got the 45th lyric. So I'm going to pull on Jarmar. Oh, a Jarmar. Okay.
Oh my.
I'm going to pull a Jarmar
Let's
and
go.
list 4 figures as one. Yeah. It
See?
might be recency bias, but the Joy Toy TMNT are a great value for the price, pose well, and have such great sculpting and something for their size. For something their size. Each turtle has its own personal touches, and the effects pieces are great touches as well. Honorable mention, the Kozer Toys Death from Darksiders 2. A great third-party version of Death, superposable, great accessories, and looks amazing on Skeletor's throne from Masters of the Universe.
Nice.
I don't know Darksiders like I should.
It's a, yeah, I think I'm assuming this is a game, Darksiders.
Yeah, it's a fighting
Oh,
game.
okay. Yeah. That's
That's the
Okay.
the one where like you play as like Death or something like that, or one of the 4 Horsemen or something like that.
Well, obviously, it's Death.
good
There's
job,
the one-
Michael.
And not that, because like this is every fighting game, but there's the one hot chick that everybody knows that's got like the blue hair. Isn't she from Darksiders? Morgan something?
I'm thinking of a different game then.
I was thinking of the Darksiders, the Joe Madura game.
Yeah, I was thinking of the one.
Maybe
that was
I'm
on,
thinking of the wrong
like
thing.
PS3 or PS4, or like
I think that's
like,
what I'm thinking
it's an
of.
old game.
yeah.
It's like a first person. No, not
No,
first
no.
person.
No, it's third person.
It's
more
third
like a
person.
God
It was like a
War,
God of
slash-
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm thinking the wrong thing. What am I thinking of then?
Yeah.
What's the fighting game?
You're thinking of Darkstalkers.
Yes.
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 Vampire
Okay.
girl with
You can
Batwing.
see where I would get confused.
Okay. Yep. THQ
All right.
Nordic. Darksiders.
Okay. So Darksiders, yeah, that's the...
Yeah.
All right. Yep. All right. So then Christopher, in no particular order, Royal Guard from Savage Crucible, Egyptian Gods from Figure Obscura, Alloy. I don't. What is that? The one
That's
that you
the
were
one
showing?
yeah.
Horizon. Yeah.
Okay. Mikey Last Ronin, the White Sinja Bots, Agent Venom. What?
Ancient.
Oh,
Venom.
I'm getting an echo. Monkey King, the gold retailer version.
Ooh.
Samurai Usagi. Quesos from Exerce Studios. And then the Revolution Battle Armor He-Man. Honorable, new to me mention, Barbarian Skeletor. There's no problem with an honorable mention of any Skeletor. That's allowed.
As long as you fondled it.
Nope. Doesn't matter. If it's Skeletor, it's allowed.
All right. Well, as always, thank you to our Patreons for their wonderful input. It is late.
Ooh,
We've been doing this for almost 2 hours. So
This is back in the old days.
Yeah.
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 We used to do 2 shows.
Yeah.
I am gonna have a hard day. At
Oh, I
work.
thought you meant
I was talking about
when
we
our shows used
record
to be
and then
2
we do
hours.
the live show after. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we just used to do
Oh,
episodes
yeah,
that
and,
were
yeah,
2
and
hours
we
long.
did the news and it was 2 hours long because we would all three of us would never shut up.
Yep.
So I appreciate everyone in the chat. I'm sorry we didn't engage more like we normally would because we were going through 40 picks of figures. I didn't want us to be here for 3 hours, so I do apologize. I do appreciate all of you. Randy, Random Smelly Bubble, Defet, Anthony Albert, Sath, Jeff White, Trippin' Ninja, Fig Fan Samurai. I appreciate all of you and everyone else who was watching, and anyone who's actually watching this after the fact as well. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. At some point, we'll probably even have a Blue Sky soon, because why not?
Who?
Isn't that what that new one is?
Jamar.
Okay, so it's the real. Okay.
Go ahead.
Off
It's
on
just
the
Jamar
social.
being Jamar. Okay. At Modern Toy Fair.
No, I'm dead
Um,
serious. You said a blue sky. You're fucking with me.
No, that's the new. That's supposed to be the new Twitter that everyone's jumping ship to.
Oh.
Yeah.
I even have it.
Is it your job like to be like?
I don't do apps.
Tech savvy?
I don't do apps.
Which is weird because he has like 8 phones. You could check patreon.com/Toy Fair. $1 a month, you get access to do patron input. You can give Nate fake podcast ideas for the end of the show. You can get the articles the digital version of the articles I write for Photography Magazine. Any pre-recorded video will go up there first before it goes live on YouTube, and also all of our old exclusive episodes of the podcast are also available on there. You can check Jamar out over on sexygrandpa.com/Jamar_games.
I'm on Blue Sky.
Corey.
Gray Sky.
Gray Sky. Corey, where can people find you?
At Vile Consumption, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. I'm on there.
Sky's falling.
So, not Twitter. I closed down my Twitter. Don't need that.
That's very fair.
But you kept your X account.
I get it.
No.
Because
he
Twitter
kept his
and X.
triple X account.
Yeah, that's
never-
true.
Nate, where, what you got for us?
Just want to put a little spotlight on our good buddy, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, there with the heck of a work he does there with the thumbnails. So just give him some thanks. I gave him some ammo to work with tonight, but he still works magic. So yeah.
I appreciate
And
it.
who's this Modern Toy Fair?
Are you going to give us the great story behind the majestic?
I already did. It's just that I
Oh
found
my
it for
God, Michael,
$5.
go to sleep, dude.
I thought you were gonna do. There was more into it then.
No, this brings me so much enjoyment. Oh,
I'm going to
it's a lady coat. It's a puffy gold jacket for ladies,
He got it
and I love
free
it.
at the last Diddy free.
Yeah.
off.
It's kind of like when
It was.
I
in the
missed
to-go,
that. What
like
was
the-
that?
No, you said yeah.
He said you got it at the last Diddy freak off.
Oh yeah, you got a free coat then.
Yeah, you got the free bubble coat.
You had to wear something home.
We
You
should
need
be
something to
joking.
dry off from all of the lube. Oh, my
You
God.
don't have
Yeah,
any
this
more
soaks in
clothes.
lube like you wouldn't
If
believe.
we don't,
Oh,
Just
we
my
the
don't
God.
interior is
see
all.
you before, have a
It's 'cause
great
we're all in
holiday.
jail.
Stay safe. All that fun stuff.
If you see me out in this coat, come up and talk to me.
Please do. But
I will.
hopefully, whenever the next episode is, hopefully we see you next time. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
Did you guys not see the episode of the IT Crowd when Moss gets extreme confidence when he